Okay, so happy days. We're absolutely delighted and excited to have the White Wizard here on board today, telling us all about what's happening in New California, what's coming up. Alan and also Agnes is there as well too. Hello to Agnes as well. There's a wave there in the background. Good to see you. Good to see you. Alan, just before I ask you a few questions and stuff, I'd just like to start with this here. I can remember, I think it was like way back in probably 2014, and I've been doing a lot of training for the 100 marathons and 100 days, and had been with you previously, and you'd helped me with some back and shoulder injuries, and I felt that I was stuck in fourth gear for running, and when I went down to yourself, I came back, and I went for a run, and I was like in seventh gear, and I felt really good, and I marked that very definitely in my mind, and I said, anytime in the future, if I'm really under pressure, under stress, and I don't know what to do to fix my body, I know they can always call this man, Alan Kane, and therefore named him the White Wizard. So we're really happy to have you on board here, Alan, and tell us what's going to be happening in Armagh, New California, coming up.
Great, yeah, delighted to be here and looking forward to coming up to the New California. As I say, we met many, many years ago. We've a long history going back together. We've done many motivational seminars, fire walks, glass walks. You put me through the whole lot.
That's right.
But the White Wizard managed to make it. And yeah, as I say, over the years, I've shown you some of the skills that I have that help people to heal and to move on. And one of my great skills is dealing with emotional stress in the body, which hides behind physical ailments. So a lot of the time we see physical problems in the body and people don't realize that there's an emotional content behind that. So it's trying to find the source of that emotional content and then giving people tools to be able to release that emotional stress so that they can truly heal on a very, very deep, deep level. So what I would hope to do is we're going to bring you a two-hour show probably, and I'll come up, I'll explain how I get to the source of people's problems and the different techniques that I use, from kinesiology to questioning the body. And then I'll also, because I've trained in martial arts for 40 years, I will be teaching some Qigong techniques, which is Qi is energy and Gong is to have mastery of your energy. So in order to shift the emotional body, we need to use these techniques as well of Qigong and healing. And I've spent the last 20 years in the healing profession. I've had a full-time clinic for 20 years. And that's where you came across and seen the work that I do. And you can, explain, one of the challenges that you had and how I helped you and how that works, because we went into the emotional aspect of what was going on.
Yeah. And this is all going to be happening on Thursday, the 19th of October. You're listening. Yes. Mark that date. It's Thursday, the 19th of October from 7 o'clock on. Mark this. It's very exciting and it's very special to have you come along, Al. And I'm going to make sure that I'm getting one of them spaces, because I know we only have between 25 and 30 spaces, because there's
make sure you get your seat
to do the work. Your seat or your yoga mat. All right.
We're gonna bring some yoga mats, because we're also going to include Agnes, who's the partner in the business here with me. She's going to do a lovely relaxing sound bath. And sound, because our body is 70% water, when you do a sound bath at the end, the sound just penetrates the body. It penetrates through everything. Sometimes when you're doing healing work with people and you're talking to them, they can have a resistance to the words and the language maybe, but when you put a sound bath at the end of it, you can't resist the sound. It just goes where it needs to go, and it helps to shift those emotional blocks. And it's going to detoxify the body and help to cleanse the body as well. So you get an added bonus of a sound bath at the end at this little show that we're going to do. So we'll probably have half an hour, 40 minutes of a sound bath. So after I do some talking, do some Qigong demonstrations, and maybe we'll take somebody who has a particular problem and we'll show them how to find a resolution to that very, very quickly. And then when we do the sound bath at the end, it'll be really amazing for everybody to just get total chill out. Because like in the New California, we want people to be chilled out. We want people to relax. We want people to, build the vibe there that you're building. And I think it's fantastic that you're doing that now and inviting us along to do this kind of work. Like we're on the way to Mayo now at the moment. We're doing a 3-day retreat in Mayo, which is Qigong healing, meditation, life questions. We're going to do some martial arts training in the sea. So whether it's sunny or raining, they'll be in the sea tomorrow doing this stuff.
Oh.
But so
just remember, get the water, plenty of water.
So so really looking forward to bringing that up. And as I say, I have 20 years experience in the clinic, so I've got experience of 50,000-60,000 treatments under my hands, so I know exactly where to go, what to do, and we're really good at reading the body and finding out, well, what is the causal factor or what's going on with people. And when we find that emotional block in the body, and then showing you very simple tools how to change that. And we'll share that with you over the weekend, and then we can build on that and show people more and more whatever they want. And, you know, open to questions for people, and maybe a few little surprise questions as well.
Yeah. Like as you're saying, as you're putting it to me there, and maybe a word from Agnes in a wee minute, as you're putting it to me very easy there the other day, Alan, I says, like, you know, what's going to be the main focus of this? And you said to me, you know, that emotional problems and emotional challenges end up in the tissues of the body, you know, and this is going to help to release those emotional issues and problems from the tissues in the body, and that's how the healing process takes place. I myself experienced that firsthand. I said, yeah, and you have ever got into any challenge when I was out running? It particularly came the second year when I was running the whole way around Ireland, and I was running 40 miles a day. And I had a lot of challenges in the beginning. I got sunstroke, I was sick, it was all these different things. But on the, I think it was the 13th day, I basically had to call for sticks. I called for hiking sticks. And I remember there was a physio guy there checking me in the morning. He says to me, he says, look, he says, I'll be honest with you, he says, you shouldn't even be getting out of bed, you know what I mean, for the next 2 weeks, never mind trying to, you know, do this 40 mile a day. And this was the one day that I wasn't actually able to run. And I was traveling about 2.5 miles an hour. And the next morning I was still slow, not as slow as was, but I was still slow. I was really, really slow. And I said to the guy, says, well, I need to call the White Wizard, you know. And so who's the White Wizard? Says Alan Kane. I said, because I says, if I can get him, I says, I know that he'll fix me. And so we called you, and we happened to meet you. I ended up running about 22 miles or something already, and I met you at a pig farm at Baldreen. And I actually believe Austin, who you're going to see now over the weekend, and Alan Cree, who you're running the retreat with, I think actually Austin was actually met us there at that pig farm at Baldreen too. And we went into the pig farm, and you took out your table, and you laid your table up, and lucky enough the sun was shining.
Yeah, we have nice weather for it.
It was beautiful, and I was in so much pain, you know. And I laid down the table, and you said to me, the first question you asked me was, he says, what are you angry about? And I thought about it. There was two things in particular that I was very angry about. One of them was there was things not happening the way they should have been happening in the background. Another thing I was sad about my granny. She was departing this world at that time. And I remember you asked me, and you done a couple of wee techniques on me, and you released it. And I'd said to the boys beforehand, these boys had only been with me a couple of days, and they didn't believe me. I thought I must have been walking around the country. And I said, what do you see after this man comes? I said, I'll get up and I'll run these next 18 mile at a breeze, no problem. And that's what happened. I got up after that. You had released the emotion from the body, from the tissues. And I got up after that, and I ran 18 mile at like a 7.5 minute mile pace after getting up off the bed with the previous day, where I was only able to travel at 2.5 miles an hour on hiking sticks. And that's the power of the work that you do, Alan. And you know, that you're going to be here, and you're going to be showing us, teaching us these other techniques when you come here on the 19th of October. And you now have Agnes along with you as well too, which is adding even more strength to your bow there. And it was very interesting when I was reading a little bit of Agnes's bio about the tuning forks. I thought that this is very interesting, you know, about the tuning forks, because like, we all understand the vibration and sound and how it affects. When we actually introduce something like these tuning forks to the body and things, how that works. So, hello, Agnes. Good to see you. So tell us about what you're going to be doing when you come up.
The tuning forks is actually the planetary tuning fork. So it's resonated with all the planets. So what is on the ground and what is on the up, yes. So just the connection with all the planets by the tuning fork. So each tuning forks and each planet frequency have the healing points to the body. So each, like Saturn, for example, it can heal the blood and the strength of the muscles and all stuff like that. The arm and sun, it's a hitting more in your body, so you can treat your back, and all the planets is the meaning, and all the vibration is the meaning to the body as well. So I was having a training with the doctor lady. She was 20 years practicing in Poland over, and she actually is medical doctor, and she finds the tuning forks, it's the best medicine, quite the vibration medicine for the people, which she using for kids, for adults, for everyone, has amazing results to the body.
Well, it sounds really interesting. I'm excited I'm really looking forward to this. So yeah, you know, learn some new stuff and doing some new things.
Yeah. So when we do, you see, when the brain gets the conflict, yeah. So you have an unresolved conflict in the brain, and then that, comes back to resolve itself in a physical problem in the body. So when you had the issues going on, you had the anger, your brain had the conflict, and then your physiology just stopped and said, no, I'm not taking part in this. I'm not doing it. And then when I identified what the emotion was, use the specific techniques that we do, clear the emotion, and then off you go.
Way you go
Like
flying.
literally, it was like that. It was like that's where we came up with the white wizard,
Yes.
because the hair is certainly going that way now.
Yes.
But like it does seem like magical what we do, but the transformations that we get, and every time we teach a retreat together, the transformation is just amazing. Like what happens in the 3 days. Yeah, so we had a girl on the last retreat, and she gave us permission to use like her details and stuff. She wrote us a big testimonial. She was on lots of pain medication. She'd been diagnosed with certain conditions. She'd been to the consultant for 3 years. After day 1 on the retreat, she was able to walk 5 kilometers. She got in the lake in Glendalough and she used the sword and she trained. And she said she hadn't taken painkillers for weeks afterwards, after 1 day with us.
That's powerful. That's what leads on to the next question I was going to ask you is like, who would be, I know that other practitioners would be very keen to come and learn from you as well too, and that's who want to come. But what other type of people that would this really benefit? I know from me that I was an athlete, and your treatments really had benefited me as well too, Alan. So what this benefit?
What we do will help absolutely anybody, whether you're under physical stress, emotional stress, you just want to relax and chill out, because the movements are going to really help you to relax. If you've had emotional stresses or traumas, or you feel a little bit stuck in life, or you've got a problem that you just can't resolve, you've tried the physio, you've tried the chiropractor, you've tried the doctor and the anti-inflammatories and all that kind of stuff, and you're still not getting a resolution, well, then there's some unresolved conflict that's going on for you that needs to be moved energetically. And that's usually the emotional state. But also, the evening that we're going to create is going to be very, very relaxing. It's going to be a real chill zone for people. And you're going to feel like you've just spent probably 10 hours with us, even though it'll just be 2. It has that deep relaxation response on the body. And when you take people into that deep relaxation response, well, then this nervous system changes, the body starts to heal. The sympathetic nervous system starts to come in again, without getting too technical about what's happening. But so many things change within a short space of time. So what I would say is, for anybody that's interested in a relaxation time, is good. We can do that. If you have a trauma that's going on that you can't get a resolution to, perfect. If you just want to maybe experience what it's like to work with 2 really experienced therapists, like, because Agnes is a trained nurse for 15 years. She's been medically trained by the doctor in Poland. So what the level of what we're bringing and the teachings is way, way, way high. I say I've done 20 years of full-time practice, so I treat like 50 to 60 clients a week. So I'm like got so much experience in these hands.
Yes, you're also a master in some martial arts as well too, Alan.
Yeah. I practiced martial arts for 40 years, and I was the headmaster for Korean sword martial art for Ireland, Haedong Gumdo. I practiced Qigong healing for 15 years, so the mastery level is there. As we say, it takes 10,000 hours to master one technique. And so when you put 40 years in, I've done lots of hours.
A lot of time. Yeah.
Yeah,
We're super excited to be welcoming you to New California, and I like the way you named this the chill zone. Alan and Agnes, the chill zone at the New California.
Yeah.
Thursday the 19th of October, and I'm sure we'll have a link down in the comments where people can get themselves booked in.
Yeah, really looking forward and excited to come up and share what we do. And the more people we can get to touch, and it's great that you invited us up, because it's a new venue for us, and it's new people that we can share and touch, and every new person we can touch, if we just change one life on the night, that's our job done.
And we look forward to maybe we'll work goodbye for both of us.
All right. Cheers, and we'll talk to you soon.
We can't wait to see and meet everyone anyway.
Absolutely.
We love it.
We'll be seeing us on the 19th.
Yeah. Now we have.
I'll be watching, check it out, share the good news. And as who would really benefit from coming, would love to come along. Share
you can look. I have a website as well, alankeynesclinic.com. So there's some brief information on there if people want to just have a quick check in what's there. Alan Keynes Healing Arts is on Instagram, and Alan Kane's Clinic on Facebook. So there's all the kind of social ends. And now we're getting on the road to Westport. Go and help some more people.
You have a great time Westport, and say hello to Austin, the guys down there, and Damien.
I'll tell him.
Lisa.
Tell him.
And have fun. And everybody out there will